Hi guys, Wild Trekker here and welcome to another episode over here at Wild's Lab. So great to see you again, and today we are going to be working on something different because if you've watched me playing in my Let's Play over at Zanecraft, you may have known I've just done a couple of spawners. Double skelly spawner in fact, so I just wanted to really do a tutorial on the mechanics of the mob grinder element to those spawners. I think it's really good. Let's go through to our blue room. I think this is really good because the thing with mob spawners is that there's a couple of ways of getting you one-hit kills. If you want to kill them and that's it and get their stuff, that's fine, no problem. But if you want to get the XP as well as actually getting their drops, then you need to be doing something a bit clever. So you can either build a really tall tower and drop them down a certain number of height, get it just right, and they'll fall and there'll be a one-hit kill. Or you can totally destroy your place like I just did, or you can go and do something a bit more clever, and that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be using a lava blade to actually reduce the hearts of the mobs, and so they are literally a one-hit kill. So that's what we're going to do. I'm not going to be doing the spore element, this is just purely the grinder. So let's get started. So I'm going to place here, this is where I want my mobs to come out, okay? So that's really what we're doing here, is we're literally placing, that's where the mobs are going to come out. Well, I've got a different coloured stone I could use, let's do some wood. Just so I can mark the spot that this is where the mobs are going to land. I want them at this height because then I can attack their feet, so that's much better to actually attack their feet as they come out the grinder, or throw potions at the feet, because if you're doing a skelly or something they could shoot you if they were eye level, so we don't want that, we want their feet. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. Let's get our stuff and see what we need. So we certainly don't need these elements. What we do need though is a sticky piston, we need a piece of sand, we need 3 redstone repeaters, which we're going to use. There's a little bit of redstone in this, but not much, so we'll get some redstone. We're going to need the lava, and we're going to need a dispenser, which is basically cobblestone and a bow. We're going to need a button, and we're going to need a lever, and we'll just take that in case I need to repair anything. We need a couple of redstone torches, and also going to just take some glass, purely for demonstration purposes. In fact, in my grinders I usually like glass because I like to see the mobs drop and that. So what I'm going to do is just knock this away first of all, and I'm going to put that glass in, because this effectively is where they're going to be stood. So you can imagine too high, that's where they're going to stand. This is how it's going to be finished. Now what we need is, first of all, we have to have something to dispense the lava out of. So we've got a dispenser, we're going to put that there. I'm not going to put the lava in it just yet, and then we're going to need to activate that. So I'm going to put a button over here, which is what we're going to use to activate it. What I'm also going to do, and I'm just going to place this now over here, I'm going to use a piston to stop any further mobs coming down. So once I've got enough mobs in here and I'm about to apply the lava blade, I'm going to use a piston to stop any more. So that way I know that every single mob in there is a one-hit mob. The other ones are then queuing up behind. As soon as I've killed all these, I can pull the lever, drop the next lot down, and it continues. Okay, so let's have a look behind the scenes and see how we're going to do these this redstone, etc. So I'm just going to come back here. I'm going to make myself a little bit of working space. So let's go 1, 2, 3 back, and 3 high, probably 4 high. Just give me a bit of room in here. So I'm going to knock this out, and basically what we've got is 2 elements to this. We've got the lava blade side and we've got the piston side. So this side is going to be the controls for the lava blade, and then the other side is going to be the controls for the piston. So it's a good idea just to clear out a nice area to work in. The bigger you've got, the better, and we didn't want to do that, so I've gone too far, as I thought I might. Let's just get that sealed up. It's raining out. Don't we hate the rain? So that's just enough there. Excellent. Why does it always rain on Minecraft? Someone can give me the answer to that. I'd really appreciate it. Okay, so this is where the mobs are going to drop down. We'll clear that one, and we'll probably take it one more level up because we've got to work out where the mobs are going to drop as well. I always think this is a good idea to get this set out roughly before you actually start bringing the mobs along, because I did this the other day, brought the mobs along, and then I realised I had to lift them up by another 2 levels, so and it's easier to do that afterwards. Okay, so redstone. So what we've got here is we've got a switch just here, and what we want to do is activate this. So I needn't have actually got rid of this, so we'll just put this back in. So we've got behind here is our switch, which is powering this particular there. So what we're going to do is put a stone there, and on top of that I'm going to put a torch. Okay, and then we are going to put a redstone just there. So does that work now? Yeah, so I heard it click, so it's difficult to see, but that's lighting that. Is that turning that torch off? Yeah, so that's working. Okay, so very, very simple mechanics. The switch is powering this block. This block is then powering a redstone, which is then powering this, and it's turning the off, because when the torch is on and you power it, it goes off. Okay, now that's simple. The problem is that will dispense the lava, but it won't take the lava back in. So we then need a secondary power to actually bring that lava back in again. So that's what we're going to do with this extra circuit. It's very, very simple. If we put some blocks back down here, we'll put 3 out there. In fact, let's build that underneath. In fact, it needs to be 1 higher. So the way this is going to work is very simple. We get that sticky piston and place it there pointing upwards, and we put a block of sand on it. Next to that we put some redstone, and then facing towards the dispenser we then place a repeater, and we put that to 4 ticks. Okay, just to slow it down a bit. Now this one, because we've got power on here, what we're going to do is place that to 2 ticks, and this is just shows where I think I've got it wrong, because I think it should be a level down from there. So 2 ticks, because it's when this stone is powered it needs to power this, not the redstone torch. So let's put those back. So 4 ticks on that one, 2 ticks on that one, and then we've got our sticky piston pointing upwards there with the sand on it. Oops. And 1 piece of redstone there. So that should work. So let's just have a look. Push that, pushes it up. Yeah, looks like it's all working. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the lava bucket in there. Put that in the center there. So what should happen is when I press this button, lava comes out, lava goes back in again, and that's just enough to actually set the mobs on fire, lose their hearts, and they're down to a 1-hit kill. Okay, so it's very simple. I'll just rerun through that very, very quickly now. So we have our button, which is powering this block, the blue block. That powers the redstone here, which powers this block and turns that torch off, and that then activates. What it's also doing, this block, at the same time is powering this. It powers the piston. The circuit goes all the way around, but because of the 4 ticks and the 2 ticks, it takes longer for the power to get back round there, and then powers that again to actually bring the lava back in, because with buckets and lava the dispenser will either dispense lava or water out, or it'll bring it back in if it's on the outside. So what we're doing is basically dispensing and then turning it back on again. So we just got a slight delayed circuit there, and it's simple as that. So that's the first part done. So what I'm going to do is we've got to imagine that there's a water channel here. So this is where the water is going to be coming in. So I can't put anything above that block because it lifts, so you've got to make sure that's clear. But we can put there. So we've got a channel here, and then this is where the mobs will be coming down, shall we say, following water to be coming down there. Okay, so what we want is basically another sticky piston to go in here. Okay, and what's going to happen is we'll activate this piston, this will push out, so any mobs coming this way are going to stop and they can't proceed any further down here. So what we do need to do is break this away. So what will actually happen is mobs come along here and they drop down there, and then what we want to do is basically activate that piston so they no longer come out there. Okay, so let's just have a look at that, and let's put that back up and we'll get this working in the end. So if you may remember, we've got a switch on that wall there, so let's break through here. Okay, so there's the switch on this side. This is very, very simple redstone here. What we're going to do is place a block against a piston, and let's build some blocks here. So that's the block that gets powered by the switch. So literally we're going to place some redstone there. That's going to power this block, and then on that block we've got a torch which then activates that block. So as you can see, the piston is now powered, and we can see that there, the piston is across. So when we flick the switch, in fact we didn't want a sticky piston, that's probably not helpful really, we just need a normal piston. So we'll go and fix that. Have we got any normal pistons here? No, let's go and get a normal piston. Okay, so just a standard piston there, then we don't actually need a sticky piston. Okay, so let's just break those and we can put that back. So there's that bit there. Let's just get a normal piston, not a sticky piston, because we don't want it bringing that block across. Put that back in place there, that's no good either. There we go, that's better, facing the right way. And put that block back in place, put that block back in place there, and let's see if that now works. So let's turn it on, piston across, turn it off, piston stopped, and that's going to stop any mobs coming out. So let's get some mobs in there, shall we? I think that's probably a good idea. So what I'm going to do is just close this off, and what we're going to do is, in fact, let's turn the piston off first. So can I get one high? No, it's raining there, I might have to do it. Right, what I'm going to do is, and this is the other thing as well, doesn't matter where your water flow is going. Some people like to count so many blocks and they've got to be 7 away or 8 away and that kind of thing. Simple solution. Don't worry about where your blocks are or how they're doing it. Just literally put a sign at the end. So there's going to be a sign just there. So that means any water flowing down here is going to stop here. Even if it's only the water source is here or whatever, which is where it's going to be now, the sign is going to stop there, and it means no water comes down there, it doesn't mix with the lava, and it's all okay. So everything else is alright as far as that goes. So what I'm going to do is, so we need some water. Let's get a water bucket and put that there. So I'm going to come out here and build up a, so I can do this. There we go, put my water bucket in there. So if we go down and have a look at that now, you'll see that the water source is stopping there and nothing's flowing. So let's come up here and put some mobs in, shall we? Let's have a look. What mobs shall we put in? Shall we put in some skellies? I think skellies are probably going to be the actual best thing. So let's have a look at that. Let's get a spawner skeleton. There we go. Okay, so let's put some in there, and in there, and in there. Okay, lots of skellies. So they should be now coming down and dropping into this zone. What we can do is then switch off that. Meanwhile, the rest of the mobs are all spawning, so let's spawn a few mobs, and as you can see, they're actually being held there. Okay, let's just close that off because that wouldn't normally be open. And what I'm going to do is quickly repair this before we do our final test and show you it all completely working. So let's just fix this. So there we go on that side, and do the same on this side. Okay, so there you go, you got mobs in there. Now we can just bash them, but that's not really very good in terms of doing that. So what we've done is flick the switch to stop the ones there. We then hit them with a lava blade. And what I'm going to do is let's switch to /game mode survival. Is that going to do it? No, because I'm in caps. Let's do that again. Game mode survival. Okay, so that's me updated. So I'm in survival mode now, and it doesn't matter what I'm hitting with. As you can see, they're a one-hit kill. Okay, nice and easy, apart from the ones in the arm, and they take a couple more. But I'm just bashing them with a bit of clay there, and you can see the rest of them up there ready. So again, all we do is switch the blade. All the queue comes down. And then when they've all dropped down like that, we can stop the queue again, hit the lava blade. There we go. So again, it's just enough to actually cause them enough damage that you get a one-hit kill. And that's all we really want with this kind of mob grinder. But it means that you could be right next to the spawner could be behind there. You don't have to do the really, really tall drops or anything like that. Occasionally you do get a few that get killed as well, but as you can see, you get all the drops and the XP. So that's 5 XP there straight away from just those few mobs there. So there you go, guys. I hope you've enjoyed that tutorial. Get going and building your mob spawners, and this system basically will work with most kind of spawners. It'll certainly work with zombies. Spiders will be a bit different, but certainly zombie and skelly spawners, there's a nice easy system for getting XP and all their drops, which is really, really good because you can start adding stuff together and make it a really cool area. So I hope you've enjoyed that. If you have, please click on like, leave me a comment. If you've got any suggestions for updates to that, then please do let me have them. I'd love your feedback. And don't forget to subscribe and go and watch the rest of my videos. Go and watch my Let's Play on Zanecraft, my Let's Build series, which is more of a creative stuff, or watch myself and Blobbasher on our journey to the end. So hope you've enjoyed that. Thanks for watching. My name's Wild Trekker, and we'll see you again soon. Bye for now. Bye-bye. Bye. Bye-bye.